Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Karen LaPuma, and today I want to talk to you about eclipse season. I'm an astrologer, and I'm also the author of a series of books called A Toolkit for Awakening. So it's eclipse season, and Albert Einstein said, we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking that we use to create them. What is an eclipse? Eclipses are the interplay of the sun, which is consciousness, and the moon, unconscious, and the nodal axis. The light of the sun is obscured by the earth. The earth goes between them and blocks consciousness. There's a certain ominous feeling around eclipses. They can bring fated events, and they have powerful effects that can last 6 months. Eclipses give us an opportunity to shut off a part of our awareness. When the light returns, we can reboot our perceptions and move toward a greater vision and destiny. In 2020, we had 6 eclipses, and this year we have 4. Right now, this season, they're in mutable signs. And mutable signs call for adaptability, changeability. And we have the Gemini Sagittarius polarity, which deals with the disseminating of information. So energy picks up when in mutable signs, which accelerates time. On Wednesday, May 26th, we will experience a total lunar eclipse at 4:13 Pacific Daylight Time. So maybe we have to get up and watch it. This is a super full moon at 5 Sagittarius 25. And it's exaggerated because it's squared by Jupiter. And that's the moon's ruler, which just moved into Pisces. So this is an intense time of accumulation as Jupiter magnifies, intensifies. So whatever we're dealing with will become bigger. This is a T-square, and on the shadow side of this, we have to watch exaggeration, know-it-all, and narcissistic tendencies. Because the Sagittarius moon is conjunct the South Node, which is the path of the past, we are looking at unconscious and early belief systems that need to be reconstructed. The Gemini sun is with the North Node, which is the path of integration, and this brings awareness of something concluding and wanting to begin. The lunar eclipse stirs and increases emotions, and this one is asking us to constantly monitor our thoughts. It is an unraveling and releasing time. So look at the area where this is happening in your chart. Where is that 5 Sagittarius? Because if you don't know, you can go online at astro.com and look up your birth certificate, or maybe you want to consult me or another astrologer for a reading. So in wherever 5 Sagittarius falls in your chart, this is the area that is relating to these obsolete belief systems. So we want to ask ourselves, what part of our false self is falling away? What old and obsolete beliefs, judgments, intolerances, prejudices are coming up for you to look at and let go of? What are the stories you're telling your friends? Because they usually let us know these inner thoughts. And the last time this happened was in around this time, end of May, 2002. So there's the same thing that was happening. These are families in somewhat, and the pattern is returning. Saturn just went retrograde on Sunday, and Pluto's already retrograde, and Mercury will be which is mental capacities, goes retrograde on May 29th until June 22nd. Mercury is joining Saturn and Pluto again, and retrogrades always tell us to go back, to review, to look over again. And then on Thursday, June 10th, we have the solar eclipse in Gemini at 19 Gemini 47 at 3:53 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. This is a super full moon, and always moons are a time of setting intentions. But this one is particularly strong, not only an eclipse, which is a full moon on steroids, but it has several key players. First of all, it's conjunct with Mercury, the retrograde Mercury, and Venus. And Venus is creativity and relationships, and it squares Neptune, which I call the mystical escapist, and who's in Pisces. We can either be confused or inspired because Neptune dissolves and takes away. It's endless, boundless, formless energy. So there is going to be inconsistencies and uncertainties with all things Mercury, transactional and interactive. June could be a challenging month for travel and communications. Be flexible, expect delays, and go over those plans and travel itineraries. Neptune wants to go higher in consciousness, and we are called to listen to our intuition and imagination and not overthink things. Information is available non-verbally now, and it's important that we don't overthink things. In essence, try to get out of your head and watch the subconscious patterns that are coming up to be looked at and released. A higher and newer story is trying to be born and carry us forward. Here's some other questions. So where's the 20 Gemini in your chart? It could be the opposite of the other house or a little bit to the next. What are you calling for right now that's asking for you to be different? What wants to be initiated? How can you move beyond your mind and hear your intuition and dreams? How are you resisting the new? Are you focusing on what you don't want rather than what you want? What do you need to for your soul's development right now? And what does it mean to be spiritual? These are really contemplative. The word is ponder and contemplate rather than think. So let's look at the times right now. We're in an revolutionary change, and not just in the United States, but especially here. Pluto, the planet of death, rebirth, is grinding through the last degrees of Capricorn, which signifies the catharsis of government, big business structures, and authority. And the U.S. is having its Pluto return next year, when it'll be exact, but we're in it now. And this is in the house of finance and values. And our debt is an economic reality. And COVID hurt us financially. And we're spending more and more right now to stimulate the economy. As a country and as an individuals, we have to access what is really of value in us, of real value to us, because this transit is going to affect the whole world, and it's the first time we've had it. So the major theme of this 2021 is we've had three times it connects, but it's a square, which are challenging aspects between Saturn in Aquarius and Uranus in Taurus. Now Saturn in Aquarius wants to is it's control, and Uranus wants to be free. So it's a challenge between the old and the new, and controls and and uh, freedom issues, and it causes an internal pressure within us. And revolutionary Uranus is stronger, but our life is being shaken up to release this pressure. I mean, we can't escape the news that's been going on. We're in upheaval and living in a fog of confusion. We have some heavy transit to USA. Neptune, which is this illusion and delusion, is opposing our natal Neptune and squaring our natal Mars. And we're in a divided world, divided country, and neither side can see the other side. And a huge crisis is occurring. Many politicians are perpetuating the big lie and honoring the golden calf of their own power and party. This creates a blind eye to the good of the whole. And we are in the death throes of the old regime as we battle for the soul of our country. Remember, what we focus on increases, and it's important that we don't energize what's collapsing. The absurdities that are happening now has a grand scheme that is helping us change it into a new social order. Each character is here to push us along the path. Whew. What is our role? Our role is to recognize and to the challenge to magnetize our spiritual transformation that is happening by keeping up our spiritual practices. The outer world is a reflection of the inner world. So set your priorities to find peace and unity within yourself. Go into nature and walk and meditate and consciously breathe and become aware of your dreams. Otherwise, we can experience this confusion and delusion. A beautiful question to ask is, how would you act if you knew that the universe totally supported you? This is an important question because the universe, we are in the universe and the universe is in us. It is what June Houston calls a co-arising. When we learn to believe in this, that it's a friendly universe and that everything is to move us on a spiritual path, we are evolving and we can not only become a part of, but an instigator of this new earth. My special request is to first thank you for listening to me, and I ask that you pray for rain. I live in California and we're in a big drought, and I ask that you share this with your friends if you think this message would be interested to them. I wish you a growth producing eclipse season and many blessings. Thank you very much.